How can people be so wicked? How can a pastor and a pastor's wife be so wicked? How can parents be so wicked and heartless? Come, let's discuss this. Hello guys, welcome to Silva Squad channel, and this is Silva's Take. Yesterday, I brought you a story of a boy who Grace found because he danced with girls and he got crowdfunded, then got a lot of money. Today, the story is kind of the same, but it's not a happy ending. It's not a happy one. So there's this guy in Nigeria's social media space, a content creator. His name is Shekpiti. What he does is he goes around helping people, helping them to crowdfund, people who need medical attention or one thing or the other. That's what he basically does. So some time ago, I think towards the ending of last year, a pastor and his wife reached out to him for him to come and help them, get assistance for their son. So the story was that their son, hallelujah, when he was 2 years old in 2011, he mistakenly drank caustic soda, and since then the boy has been suffering. They took him to various hospitals, and they've not been able to resolve or finally treat what the caustic soda caused to him. So for a very long time, the boy has been feeding through a pipe that was passed through his stomach. So they needed an operation to correct this, and they reached out to Shekpiti if he could help them. Shekpiti came around. He saw Hallelujah. He saw Hallelujah's parents, who happens to be pastors, Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Obembe. He spoke to them. He took their interview and he shared their story. So during that interview, Shekpiti gave out Pastor Obembe's bank account, his bank details, so that people could donate money towards the surgery of Hallelujah. So people started donating money, but the money wasn't coming through the way they expected. So somebody from abroad who saw that interview reached out to Shekpiti and gave Shekpiti the whole 2.5 million naira that was needed for the surgery. Because that was the amount the pastor and Pastor Mrs. Obembe said they needed for the surgery, 2.5 million naira. So that person reached out to Shekpiti and gave the whole money. So they had some other little funds that had come in, but now they had the whole amount plus what other people had donated. So they were so happy. They were really happy. They rolled on the floor. They praised God. They prayed. They did everything. They prayed for people and all that. So the money was handed over to them. The appointment or the surgery was supposed to be in November 2024. So people who donated, and of course, the person who donated the 2.5 million would want to, see how everything was going, would want to know how Hallelujah was faring. So they asked Shekpiti to contact them to know how far. Around that November, they said they had postponed the surgery to January 16th. So he called, he was following up. So January 16th, he called them. They didn't pick up the phone because that was when they were supposed to do the surgery. So he felt maybe the surgery was going on and they were busy and stuff like that. So he left them alone. So the next day, January 17th, he called them and they gave him stories again that the surgery had been postponed again, blah, 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 and this and that. He wanted to actually know what was going on. So he came back to their place. He started asking questions. They were beating about the bush. They were saying different things. Then he asked them about the money. Have you actually paid for Hallelujah's surgery? The mom, who was the one taking Hallelujah, to the hospital, said yes, they have paid for the surgery and all that, but he wasn't so convinced. So he pressed. She said yes, they had paid. He now said, okay, let her give him the phone number of the hospital so that he'll be able to call and confirm if they have made the payment. She said her phone was not fully charged. They went to charge, blah, blah, blah. So while she went away to go and look for whether to get the phone or something like that, the husband, the pastor, gave Shekpiti some documents showing maybe x-rays and stuff like that. And so on the report of the documents, of the test and documents, McKenny saw the phone number of the hospital. So that was where he hooked them. He now told them that, okay, the phone number is there. He was going to call, that they should tell him what was going on and all that. That was when they revealed to Shekpiti that there was no money available anymore, that they had spent the money. The money meant for their son's surgery. Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Obembe spent the money. So he asked them what they spent the money for they said all the while that they postponed the surgery, they spent the money taking care of the boy, this and that. So the story was not clear. The next thing we saw was that they were at the police station. Makeni Shikpiti had taken them to the police station. They got to the police station and they started asking them questions, what they used the money for, the money that people contributed for their child's surgery that will keep their child alive, what they used the money for. They beat about the bush. They were saying different things. They went here and there, So at the end of the day, they started confessing. Pastor Bimbe started talking about, how they carried the boy here and there to the hospital, how they spent money there, how they did tests, how they did all that. They said all that does not amount to anything, because apart from the 2.5 million that person gave in bulk, the money they had realized from that time till present was, over 4 million naira, 4 point something million naira, plus the 2.5 million naira and other money that people had contributed, 4 point something million naira. There was no money remaining. No money was left for the surgery. They said that they used it for feeding, for transportation, for this, for the child, watermelon, blah, blah. They were saying all that. So when they pressed them further, the man started confessing that they used 700,000 naira to buy speakers for their church, that they used another 700,000 naira to buy a motorcycle, and that they used 100 and something thousand naira because the child was always bored at home. They used 100 and something thousand naira to buy a phone for the child. Blah, blah, blah. They said they were just saying rubbish. So Makeni Shikpiti, obviously, he was so annoyed, so pissed, and the policemen whose, audio you could hear at the background, they were so pissed. So they went to the church to recover all the things that he had said he bought. So when they got there, they discovered that it was speakers. He bought speakers. He bought microphones and a generator and a motorcycle. So they confiscated all that. They took all that and brought it to the police station.
Aná nínú owó yẹn. Kílẹ̀ fi ṣe ni mò ń bèrè. Mo ra speaker kan sí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì mi bẹ́ẹ̀.
This man, you very useless man.
Ṣé ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì náà ní kẹ́bí ra nǹkan sí ni? Mo ti expect owó kan pé kó wọlé sí i.
Owó náà ní kẹ́lọ́ fi tọ́jú ọmọ ẹ lọ fi ra speaker sí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì.
Kílẹ̀ sọ pé ẹ fi owó lára owó yẹn ṣe ń sìn.
Mo ní mo ra speaker.
Ẹ ra speaker sí church.
Bẹ́ẹ̀
Lára speaker yẹn, kí ló lè rà?
Pẹ̀lú àwọn kan tá a rà wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ 700.
700,000. Owó sì pọ̀ tó sì kú. Ó tún lé ní 700. Owó sì pọ̀. Kílẹ̀ wá fi lé tó kù ṣe ẹ ra speaker fún church tí ó rí yín ìgbà tọ́mọ yín sick. Kílẹ̀ wá fi àwọn owó tó kù ṣe.
Ẹ ṣé sà. Ẹ ṣé. Ṣé rí.
Àbí nínú 2.5 àbí.
2.5. 4 point something. Wọ́n tó náà wọ́n lè sọ pé wọ́n lọ gan. Kí náà jẹ ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín lọ àǹkọ́.
Why was the delay in the operation, sir? Why was it delayed? Why did you use that money?
Àtọ̀ní sà.
Irọ́ ni o, kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ wọn. Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín, mo ti make enquiries mi sẹ́, ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín lọ. Owó tó kù kílẹ̀ fi ṣe.
Sà, mo sọ fún yín nígbà pé màṣẹ́ mi bàjẹ́ láti máa gbé ọmọ yẹn kankan wọn yẹn lọ́rọ̀ àti lọ bẹ̀tì. Mo wá lo èlò láti lò ní 700 la lò sí machine yẹn.
Machine? Àbẹ̀ra machine? Ẹ ra machine nínú owó yẹn, ẹ ra machine àbẹ ra machine. Ẹ ra machine.
Irú machine wo sọ?
Boxer. Àlòkù ni.
Boxer ẹ ra machine.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, so àti wá retrieve àwọn nǹkan tí pastor fi lára owó yẹn ra o. So wọ́n ra microphone, yes. So wọ́n ra wireless microphone, wọ́n ra generator, so wọ́n ra àwọn speakers méjèèjì yìí, so wọ́n dẹ̀ ra báìkì yìí náà. Wọ́n ra báìkì.
Statement of account wọn ó ní eléyìí àti check statement of account wọn.
So my take on this whole thing is that first things first, they need to determine if Hallelujah is their biological child, because I don't think any parent, any responsible parent would see a solution to their child's survival and now opt to go and use the money for other things. Speaker, microphone, motorcycle, generator. Yeah, we know churches and mosques and other, religious centers are now business centers. But when your child is involved, I don't understand. So first things first, they need to, determine if Hallelujah is actually their biological child. That's first things first. Then they need to also know the other things they use the money for, because all those things they say they bought will not add up to 4-point-something million. So they really need to know all the other things they use the money for. Thirdly, I feel they should take Hallelujah from his parents, find a home or somehow know how to take care of him, sell all those things that they bought. If there's other money somewhere that they've kept, or if they, some other money could be raised for the boy with, if they sell all those things, then use it to do that surgery for the boy. I know what they did, what Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Obembe did is obtaining by pretense, because what you said they should give you money for, you didn't use it for. So I feel they should be charged, and the law should take its course. They should charge them to court. The law should take its course. Whatever the penalty for what they did is, they should face it. I strongly believe that. But that child should be taken, and taken care of, put in the care of somebody who will really take care of that child. Then, raise some money for his surgery. So that's what I feel. So it's a very disturbing news. I was really, really upset and pained when I watched that, the whole news and video and all that. So that's that. For parents, pastors, human beings to do this to their own child, it's really heartbreaking. So I just felt I should bring this whole information, this news to you all, so that we can know how people are, how wicked some people can be. So that's it. Till I come your way next time, please like, share, follow, and do drop your comments. Doing all this will definitely help make the channel grow. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Silva Squad Channel.